And just for the record, I represent the John Birch Society in opposition of this, so I want to put that out there forward.
On behalf of Common Cause, to express our opposition to H 5188, that would add Rhode Island to the list of the 19 other states that have called for an Article 5 constitutional convention.
I am the field coordinator for the John Birch Society for the state of Montana.
My name is Robert Brown.
Okay, and anyone who's an attorney is supposed to fess up. So, law school did not let me in. Okay.
My name is Jeff Foster, and I'm the executive director at Common Cause Massachusetts, where we've joined with the League of Women Voters, ACLU, the Massachusetts Teachers Association, AFSCME Council 93, and many more to oppose any Article 5 Convention of States.
As the John Birch Society and many other organizations.
I hope that all of you in attendance today have heard the parade of horribles that could result from this.
That I think would be disastrous for our country.
Would be disastrous in many unanticipated ways.
They want radical, pull them up by the roots change.
The resolution is promoted by people who want the power to do as they please without federal intervention.
So talk about radical change.
The threats of the convention is the complete collapse of American democracy.
Have a constitutional convention to rewrite our Constitution.
He one of a convention that could rewrite the Constitution.
Once the convention is seated, it would be the highest law of the land, and it could do as it pleases.
It would open the door of any convention of the states for a wholesale rewrite.
We might instead get a new constitution.
Rewriting our nation's founding document wholesale.
These resolutions put our Constitution at grave risk.
Is it worth the risk?
Such a convention would put every American's fundamental rights and civil liberties at risk.
And all of our carefully crafted freedoms and liberties at risk.
Why would we risk going into it?
That there's no effective mechanism of limiting the scope.
Any constitutional issue could be brought up.
States cannot limit the agenda of a constitutional convention.
Their state legislatures have no authority to limit the power or scope of their delegates.
And it is widely understood that a convention, once called, will be able to consider any amendments that the delegates want to consider.
The applications must be recognized as an application for an unlimited convention where everything's on the table.
1787. That convention went far beyond the scope of what it was intended to do.
1787, the precedent set by that convention was the precedent of a runaway convention.
Ignored its original charge to amend the Articles of Confederation, and instead wrote an entirely new governing document.
The delegates instead chose to replace the Articles of Confederation.
And the 1787 convention simply disregarded that.
The Federal Convention of 1787 overstepped their bounds. That's the only precedent.
The 1787 convention did not honor the limits on the ratification process there.
They didn't adhere to the ratification threshold.
And they also altered the mode of ratification.
A constitutional convention has never been convened.
An Article 5 convention has never been called before in American history.
Is there a reason that this has never been attempted before in 233 years?
Justice Antonin Scalia opposed the Article 5 route.
One remedy for that, the one specifically provided in the Constitution, is this amendment process which bypasses the Congress. I would like to see that amendment process used.
The late Justice Scalia, who opposed the Constitutional Convention.
You know, I'm the one up here who's least terrified of a convention.
Even former Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia,
the late Justice Antonin Scalia, said,
and unless this alternative method of amending the Constitution is adopted, we will continue to live under that kind of what I consider inanely non-democratic system.
And that's what Justice Scalia said.
We believe the Constitution should be amended the old-fashioned way by having Congress pass by a 2/3 margin in the House and Senate.
Congress is actually very responsive to the will of their constituents.
That will take back the Congress and will cut this spending.
We'd much prefer amendment by amendment process without a convention for any changes in the
Well, it'd be good
Constitution.
if Congress would just take care of these issues for us, ma'am, and then we wouldn't be here talking about it.
Well,